Hi, this is Rick from Riverman Gun Works. Today I just want to address a few of the questions that we get about our gun and also about direct impingement versus a piston system and the battle for lightweight all the time. This is an RM-308. This is our gun that we do a lot of law enforcement related stuff with. I've gone over the features in the past that talk about how a billet cut upper and lower, we can make a much stronger. Octagon upper gives us more meat for better accuracy. Choosing, of course, really good barrels is important. One of the debates or one of the questions that we always get asked about is the difference between using billet cuts or forged. We use billet cut uppers and lowers because it allows us to add more meat where we want it to. Also, being that this is cut out of a piece of aluminum, we can make it much stronger. The idea behind adding a little more strength and all that is if by chance there was some kind of a safety issue or a failure with a round, we want to contain all of that inside this upper and lower so that there's no way that the shooter can get injured. We want to contain anything and everything in our upper and lower to make it a more safe gun. And that's why we choose a billet cut upper and lower. You'll notice that on our RM-308 as opposed to our RM-15s, we don't use a brass deflector at all. These guns push that brass out almost at a forward. The brass, when it's coming out, is going forward, so it doesn't affect right or left hand shooters, and it gets that brass way far away from your second shooter that's coming in, so they're not sliding on the brass. Another question that we get all the time is about direct impingement versus piston guns. There's been a great marketing on the piston guns. We've built piston guns, but we don't have any proof or any evidence, scientific evidence that says that one's better than the other. There will be some that will say that the bolt carrier group stays a little cooler with a piston gun versus a gas gun. Our thoughts on that is that as far as cleaning or running a little cooler, that you're going to clean your gun anyway, especially in a law enforcement situation and in a battle situation. You're going to have to get out and clean your gun, so we're not as much concerned about that. What we're more concerned about with is a direct impingement gun. You can take parts from any gun anywhere, so they're a mil-spec type of part. You can get them anywhere, and we can't do that same thing with piston guns. Every piston manufacturer uses something a little different, and that doesn't allow us to switch back and forth on parts. So we picked the DI gun, the direct impingement gun, because then that way we can make sure that there's parts available. You can switch parts. In a battlefield situation, we definitely prefer this. One of the issues that we get into all the time is weight. Though we like to keep the gun as light as can be, and our standard gun is about 8.1 pounds without optics on there, one of the big things about a gun is it's got to be safe. A little bit heavier upper and lower, as I've explained, helps with controlling any kind of catastrophic failure. We get into it all the time with rails. Can you get the lightweight rails? But the lightweight rails that flex, a rail is designed for a few things. One is to protect your hands from getting on the barrel. The other is to protect the barrel and the integrity of the gun and its accuracy. I'm going to move over here real quick and just show you that the idea behind having a strong handguard is if this gun takes a tumble down a hill, that handguard has to be able to protect the gun. No matter what it does, it's got to be able to protect the gun. We take the hit on the gun, it's got to keep the gun from getting messed up. It's to keep things off that tube. So you got to have a handguard. This is just an aluminum handguard, but it's the one that we do. We build it as strong as we can. We try to keep the weight as low as we can, but the main thing that we're trying to do is protect the gun. Thank you.